We've been working for quite a few months now on creating the most amazing installation, which is going to be on the Millennium Bridge during the Olympics, which is called Tales from the Bridge, which is a combination of kind of ambient sound, electronic soundscape, which we composed together with a fantastic poetic kind of magic realist overlay of spoken word in 3 dimensions, which is going to be drifting across the bridge, and you'll be able to experience this just by walking across. It's going to feature a piece by Eric Whitacre, the Grammy-winning choral composer from America, where he's got different choristers across the world from 90 different countries to sing into their laptops while he conducts them. And then he's assembled this amazing piece called Water Night. If you were blind, it would sound like 3,000 people spread across the bridge singing this amazing choral piece. It's poetry, but it's really as much prose as poetry that Mario Petrucci has written and performed by a couple of actors with beautiful voices called Austen and Stephen Alexander.
Tudor Street.
Downstream, puddle dog. Wheat, cattle,
Ironmonger Lane.
oysters, hides. Limebone Lane, iron, tin, dogs.
Blackfriars Passage.
It's meant to be like a kind of half-remembered dream, maybe a little bit informative about place names or goods that were brought on the river. There are some incredible pieces, and when people listen to this online, I'm sure they'll be as touched by it actually as I was when I first heard it. And we hope that the music actually does the script justice.
Noble Street.
Though I would travel mountains to lap one true spring,
Gutter Lane.
gush and gout from soft cleft. Rock.
Red Lion Court. For what is a feeling for pain
White
or
Lion
water,
Hill.
if not
And
air? Playhouse
thus I
Yard.
dare to forward my
So there's the City of London School for Boys on the north side, and there's a balcony, and we're attaching a webcam there, and our interaction designer Daniel Hirschman will be creating, he'll be analysing, looking down on the bridge, and depending on the amount of footfall on the bridge, it'll trigger different sounds. The camera looks at the bridge, the programme identifies moving figures on the bridge and counts them, and once they go above a certain threshold of people in each zone, i.e. this end, the middle and the far end, then it triggers different sounds which are then played on the bridge in the 3D soundscape. It's quite subtle, but the idea is that everybody who's on the bridge is by default participating in the creation of the soundscape. The way we've approached it is kind of conceptually is to subdivide the bridge into 3 sections. So the north side, from a meaning point of view, i.e. the text and the narrative, is about the themes of the north side of the bridge, which is like the St. Paul's, government, power, the city. The south side of the bridge is more historically to do with, well, the Globe Theatre's there, the Tate is there. It was more like the illicit playground of wealthy people who came across the river to meet with their paramours, and just generally a place of leisure and creativity. So that's the theme of the bridge at that end is more that, and then the centre section is all about the river itself.
I do not think much about gods, but I know that this river is a strong, brown god.
Well, you've got to start with the richness of the historical associations of the river. Just take one small example: the economic traffic up and down, imports, exports. That provides quite a lot of this poem. just in terms of lists of what came upriver, downriver during Roman occupation, Vikings, Tudor times, Victorian times, during the wars, during the plague and so on. All these elements of the material movement of substances up and down the river tell a story in their own right.
Upstream, asbestos, asphalt, barley, peas, fish oil and blubber, locust beans, currants.
From a technical point of view, the challenges were, where do we put the speakers? Are there any loading issues? What if they fall off and hit a boat and sink it? What happens if whilst the riggers are installing the speakers, one of them falls in?
I've got some shunts and
What do we just coat thingamajiggers on
a bit of rope back there. They're not quite long enough, but we stand out there to pull it back to make a safety line, so when we walk out there we're attached to something. It's taken an awful lot of planning, an awful lot of permission from people to say we can do it.
Mercenaries of every sort. Upstream, for the plague, rats and prayer. After fire, Portland's...
We're not out to shock people, we're not out to make them jump out of the skin, even though we have the capability for it. What we really want to do is to keep people engaged in a kind of hypnotised way, and kind of inform them and entertain them at the same time. Sooner or later, somebody's going to commission a piece that's permanent, a permanent install on a bridge or in a city centre somewhere, and I'd love it if they turn around and said, do you know what, we like this so much, we'd like to have it in for a year or 5 years or whatever, you know. Because I think, you know, we live in an experiential environment. It's not just about the bricks and mortar of what we see and you know, it's about our environment sound-wise as well, and I think we can beautify the sound environment.